Hello and welcome to the Young Film Academy podcast, the essential podcast for teenagers looking to find their way into the creative industries. I am Dan Allen and I'm joined by Ellen. How's it going?
Hi Dan, I'm doing great. I'm very excited about today's episode. We're continuing our deep dive behind the scenes of Project Paradiso with an episode about producing, camera operating and directing on the project. For our listeners, Project Paradiso is a prestige project from Young Film Academy offering a select group of YFA's most promising students, aged 16 to 20, the chance to create a stunning short film in a cinematic location in Sicily, near Mount Etna.
Very cool.
It's a not-for-profit project uniting educational training with a real-world film industry opportunity. Yes. Joining us are Isobel, Anna, Nils and Eidan to talk about their different crew roles and how they found the project. So do you guys want to introduce yourself and say what crew role you had?
Hi, I'm Isobel and I was one of the directors on Paradiso.
Hi, I'm Anna and I was one of the producers on Paradiso.
Hi, I'm Eidan and I was on the camera crew.
Hi, I'm Nils.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us, guys. I think to start with, we should probably go back to the very beginning, to when you were first selected. And how did that feel? Who wants to jump in? Start us off.
I can jump in. So I was at my friend's house. I think there were like 5 of us there, and I just randomly checked my emails and I started screaming. My friends were like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh my god, guys!" And they were like, "What?" And I was explaining it so badly because I was so excited and I hadn't read it properly. And then they were like, "What is it?" So I had to explain it. I'm like, "This is such a good opportunity. Like, this is a career-defining moment." They were like, "What? What's going on?" Because we were just playing Monopoly.
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah," and I had to wait. Yeah, I had to. Did I? No.
That's okay. You won something else.
It's okay. Exactly.
3 hours.
And then I had to. Yeah, exactly. And then I went home and told my mum, and that was And then I told my nan. It was great. It was really great.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Very cool.
Yeah. And did you know about Project Paradiso from doing summer camp or?
Yeah, so I'd heard about it and I knew that it was around September when people got chosen, so I was like aware that it was around the time, so I was like, oh, I probably haven't been picked then. And then I was like, oh my god, yes please.
Yeah. Anna, how about you?
So I was on my way home from college and I just opened my phone because why not? And then I see this email that, I'm pleased to let you know that you've been selected for Project Paradiso. My heart actually sank because this is my second year being selected because I couldn't make it last year. I was also selected for a producer, but I couldn't go last year because I had issues with my visa. So it meant that I couldn't leave the country. And everyone keeps saying how it's once in a lifetime thing, you only get selected once. So I was like, I got selected last year, surely there's better people that have come along this year. I probably won't get selected. And I didn't go to the camp either, so I was like, there is no way in hell that I'm gonna be selected. And I mentally prepared myself. And then I see that email and I'm like, oh my God, it is happening. And I locked in and I made sure I raised that money. I made sure my visa was okay. And I went.
It's like in X Factor when someone comes back for the second time and then they have the ultimate comeback. And yeah.
Yes, it's my ultimate comeback, guys.
Yeah, you weren't forgotten. That's so good that you got second chance to do that. Eidan, what about you?
So actually I was in a small argument with my mum when I found out because I think I hadn't cleaned my room or I hadn't done something like that, and my mum was like, oh, be careful, I won't let you on Project Paradiso. And I kind of just stopped and I just burst out into tears, not because I knew she wasn't going to let me go, but because I've been at camp since 2022, so kind of since Paradiso had even become a thing. So it had kind of been a process and kind of manifesting it and hoping that it would happen. And then when I found out it was my turn to go, I just kind of 3 years worth of emotions just kind of boiled down to one moment.
Aw.
So yeah.
Wait, so is that how you found out in the heat of an argument? Your mum like let slip. So she already knew prior to the argument, did she?
Yeah. So she was kind of like joking around, being like, "You better be careful what you're saying, Eden," because. But yeah, no, I knew she was going to let me on. Yeah.
Oh,
so I just burst out in
she
tears.
spilled the beans in a
Now I'm
heated
just
moment.
picturing you like crying as you hoover your room, just like.
Yeah, exactly.
And did that kind of, because like you found out that you were going, did it like make the argument kind of non-existent?
Kind of just eliminated it.
Yeah.
I was kind of, the argument kind of died out after that.
Yeah. Nils, what about you?
Well, I found out in the middle of the school's committee fair. I had my emails off because I was trying to get people to sign up to my filmmaking club. And so I gotten 40 signees, so I was very happy. And then I went to,
That's good.
went to lunch
Well done.
afterwards. And I was like, oh, I actually haven't checked my phone in like forever. Strange in this day and age. But I pulled out my phone and I saw the notification from Young Film Academy. And then I quite literally like jumped up and like screamed. It was insane. But then, it was a little awkward because everyone kind of turned around and was like, what is he doing? But
In the middle of this fair is what I'm picturing now as well. What is the schools committee fair?
Well, we have like
Asking the tough questions here, right?
very, very tough. It's basically we, as students, we have multiple different students who create like clubs. And basically what this community fair is we have like loads of stands in the gymnasium and people just walk around and you have to pitch the club to people and get people to sign up. But yeah.
And you got 40
You're going to kick some people out, mate. That's too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a waiting list.
No, but I love that I was
Queue at the
like,
door.
the most popular club on signing. So very, very happy with that.
Wow. If I did that when I was a teenager, I reckon I'd have got like 5 sign-ups. I'm not even joking. So that's amazing. Partly because I was just very
come a long
uncool,
way.
but partly because I don't know. It's amazing. There's a lot more sort of passion for filmmaking in schools, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. What was the number one club?
Number one club was, Model United Nations. Model United Nations.
Okay, fair enough.
That's one of those ones. It looks good on the CV. That one does. That's the only reason.
It does.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I think what.
So you were number one.
Yeah, in spirit. But what helped is I had like an iPad. I put it there on like the table on the stand. I had an iPad and I was playing my YFA film, and I think that's what enticed people to join. They were like, "Oh, I can make something that looks like this," and then marketing.
This
There was
the film, the one from summer camp.
Butch Cassidy, yeah, and Sundance Wannabe.
Butch Cassidy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh yeah,
Legend.
That film is at legendary status. What you should do though is rename your club to Model United Nations Film Club, and then you can sort of look even better on a CV.
Exactly.
You just sort of do the same thing.
Actually,
This is a branding
we
thing,
did a merger between the
Great
clubs.
on your UCAS application.
We did a merger between Filmmaking Club and Model United Nations because there was a MUN conference at our school with loads of different schools that came to our school to do it. And I had asked, because I'm friends with the person who owns the MUN club, I was like, can we like make opening and closing ceremony film? And then they were like, yes. And so I had like a crew of people in my filmmaking club that I had selected, and we literally made a film in 2 days. And it was quite
that's
cool.
so cool.
true collaborative spirit. I love that.
You could film some of their live debates as well, like on a weekly basis, and then charge them.
It's teamwork, so you're like secretly you're overtaking them to the top spot, and they have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so So you're all selected, and then I guess the next task was to fundraise enough money to make the project happen. And like, I guess, how did that feel? Like, were there moments where you thought it wasn't going to make it, or what did you do to fundraise for the project? Isabel, if you want to give us.
Oh my gosh, there was so many moments where I thought it wasn't going to go through. I mean, because I'm in year 13, so it was a stressful time, but I had to prioritize the fundraising at that point, because I was like, we have to go on this trip. So I did like 3 different fundraising events. I did 5K swim, an open mic night thing, which was actually so fun. Like, I did a bit of hosting, but I passed over to my friend. Also, Sasha was there, one of the other directors. And we did like, yeah, you have to pay to perform kind of thing. And then I also did a bake sale at my school and managed to sell these Costco brownies, which are really popular. And we got like 300 quid, and I was like so surprised.
Amazing.
Yeah. I know, I was shocked, especially because it was only for sixth form.
You don't need to go into film. If you're making that kind of turnover on brownies.
Yeah. I can't take any credit though. Like, it was me, my friend, my bestie, and my mum and nan baking, and I did barely anything. I was like, guys, I'm doing the publicity, like, because I know that if I start baking, it's just not going to go well. Yeah. So I was like, let's just leave it to the pros. Yeah, but honestly, it was so scary fundraising. Like, oh my God, like 3 days before, I was like, we're not going to do it. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, we're not going to make it.
Yeah,
so scary. Yeah.
What were your methods, Eden?
Well, I think a lot of the time I kind of like worked for it, so like doing jobs around the house, offering to do, because I don't own a horse,
You
but
offer to clean your room. Is that...
Yeah, exactly. But I don't own a horse, but I share a horse. So I kind of went around the yard, was like, does anyone need any jobs doing? And people were, once I told them what I was doing, they were very generous. Obviously did have to shovel some poo, but kind of was worth it. Just kind of also like getting my friends and like family to kind of support as well. And I think sending them videos of like previous Paradiso like really helped. But I kind of, because I've been part of YFA for quite a few years, I had seen the Lemons fundraising and I had seen the Strings fundraising. So we kind of matched the same sort of pattern, like midway through you kind of start to slow down, and then at the end the money kind of comes back in. So I was stressed, but I kind of had seen the pattern before, so I was a little less nervous.
No, it's definitely like there's an initial surge, then sort of a tail off, and then sort of closer and closer to the deadline. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, like 3 days.
Brownies won't cook fast enough.
3 days, everyone's money just starts pouring in. So yeah.
Amazing. What about Anna? How about you?
I think that's part of fundraising. Yeah, you get a lot of no's before you get a yes.
Oh my gosh, that was a stressful time. So I did, what did I do? I also did a bake sale at my school, and surprisingly, teenagers like 16 to 18, because I'm like in a sixth form college, like did not want food. Like I didn't really raise that much from that. I emailed like 30 companies, I think. Got like either negative replies or no replies from all of them.
Classic.
I got some money from the bake sale. I got some money from doing like corporate stuff.
Okay.
Like what is it called? Like commercial stuff. I did an advert for a local beauty salon and a local cafe. So that got me some money as well. Unfortunately, people from my family couldn't really send me money because they're all in a country that like can't send money over to the UK. So that was a slight issue. But no, my family that could help did help. And yeah. Oh, and I did a bake sale at my karate club, which went really well. Did what I could. I can't believe I got it, but I did. I got it. I raised it.
Yay. Well done.
Thank you.
Nils.
My methods. There were not that many. I pretty much just reached out. I just reached out to as many of my parents' friends as I could, because they all are aware that I love films. That's pretty much what defines me as a person. So they were all a lot of them were on board. Most of them left me on red, but the few that did donate were happy to help.
Very easy.
And then I also donated. I hit the lotto because I had asked my dad's film producer friend, and because I know him very well, and he's like very kind, and I wasn't expecting anything, and then he just donated this huge sum. I was like, oh my god, like I was not expecting that. So yeah, that was a big relief for me, because it was more towards the end, where I didn't know if it was gonna happen or not. And then the last method that's a bit unorthodox was I donated my monthly earnings from my music, because I'm an artist on Spotify and stuff. So I donated.
Nils, I know. We discovered this in the office.
You did?
I can't remember how or why. So I don't know if Ellen was in, but we were
I kind of remember. When Dan says we, he means I.
Yeah, I don't know how it came up. Or why? Yeah, I'm really not sure. I don't know if there was like a YouTube video, or there was some link between your YouTube channel and the. I know why. Because fun story. Because we did a cut down version of Butch Cassidy, so we could help submit it to more festivals for you guys, like a sub 10-minute version. And you were logged in on Google on that laptop still from summer camp as your Nils Music YouTube channel, and we were like, holy moly, what is this treasure trove of musical goodies? It's fantastic, guys. Go check out Nils on Spotify. This is the sub plug for you guys. But yeah, it's fantastic. Have you guys all heard it?
Will do.
Yeah, I have. It's great when you're cleaning your room, or just like, great. I love it. Or like going on a walk. It's definitely feel good music, so I like to listen to it.
Everything's fundraised. You're off to Sicily, and that was the first time you all met each other when you were like at the airport, correct? Or like, did you know each other from camp?
Most of us
kind of already knew each other, or like there were some people that I hadn't ever talked to, but I had seen at camp, because I think camp's quite big. There's so many people, and you meet most people. But like, there's some people that you see, but you don't ever actually get the opportunity to talk to. So there were some people that I got to talk to for the first time. But I think everyone is always like, kind of, you all love filmmaking, and you're all kind of YFA people. So I think as soon as the first conversation, you're all besties. Like, there's no middle phase of. It's just you're automatically friends.
So nice. Yeah, I feel that sometimes when I discover that someone likes film as well, and then you just immediately hit it off, and you have so much to talk about. So that's a great feeling. Were you guys feeling nervous, excited? Like, what was going through your head? Like, did you any kind of hesitation about like how you were gonna do, or like
Speaking of like meeting people, I'll be honest, I was getting FOMO like in the first day or so, because everyone was like talking about stuff from camp, but I'm pretty sure I was the only person that wasn't at camp that year. So I was like, oh no. And because of that, I was kind of like getting the feeling like, oh no, what if I'm like not good enough? Like, all of these people showed their like skills and what they can do at the summer camp, but like I didn't. And also that was my first time doing kind of more organizational stuff, because like on the production team, it was less kind of contributing to the story and more contributing to the organization of the shoot, and making sure that everyone like does their role and that the shoot goes well. So that was also my first time doing that, and like I wasn't sure how well I'd do. So yeah, there was a lot of that in the first few days.
And did that feeling like continue, or did it like slowly kind of go away as the week went on? Like, what helped you kind of conquer that feeling? Or
I'd say embracing the unknown. It was really helpful that me and the rest of the producing team had a rota of things that we did. So like our main responsibilities were ADing, BTS and kind of running / production design. And kind of if you are doing a role and you're like, oh no, it's not going very well, it's like you will do something else tomorrow and you will find out how that is for you. But if something is going well, then you know that towards the end of the week, you can always like ask people to shuffle stuff around with you so that you get to do more of what you're actually good. And so kind of filtering out what I liked or like what I found myself more interested in within the production kind of department is what helped me push through and helped me realize that I'm worthy of being here. Like, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I like doing this, I like doing that. So kind of as the week went on and I realized who I am within the production department, I was like, yeah, no, I should be here.
And what were the tasks that you enjoyed doing the most, like in the production
so
crew?
I realized that I do like contributing to the film creatively, so that I do like prefer being on the creative side rather than the organizing side. So I realized that my thing is production design. Like, I did it once on one project before Paradiso, and then I did it again for a few sets on Paradiso, and I was like, this is me. I love like walking around, finding stuff, putting them together, like making sure that the composition is nice on camera, making sure that the set reflects the atmosphere, the mood, the characters, the scene where the movie is set, like Italian kind of vibe. I realized that was me, that I really enjoyed contributing to how the final image will look like on screen. And I realized that I want to do more of that in other projects. So I'd say Paradiso was the thing that helped me realize that production design is something that I should really look into.
Yeah. And I think it's so interesting and like a nice opportunity on like smaller productions and sets where there's not as many people, so you kind of have to double up on jobs, and like you find something that you might not necessarily have done on like a bigger set or like more traditional structured kind of film. So like you've got to see how to do production design and just like getting your hands dirty like in so many different areas, which is that's a really nice way to kind of discover what you're passionate about.
Definitely.
And then Isobel, you were on the directing team. How did that go? Was directing something you had been interested in before, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first read the email, I didn't even read like, you've been selected as director, and then I was like, wait, hold up a second. And I was like, oh my god, like that's such an honor, like because I've made quite a few films and I've directed all of them or co-directed some. Oh, except one I did a course and I was doing something else. But yeah, like I really enjoyed it. But it was so good because it meant that the whole time I was just focusing on directing, which is something I'd never like even thought of before. Like the camera crew was setting up and I didn't have to do anything. Like it felt weird. No, it felt weird. But
you're like, I could get used to this.
No, like, especially on the first day when it wasn't like, I think Marcos had the first day because it was quite a big scene. So like me and Sasha were just kind of observing everything, and it was so weird. Like we didn't have to do anything, but we got to learn so much because we weren't being like, oh, where should the camera go? What should the focus be? It's like we didn't have to. Yeah, like it was crazy, and I was really nervous beforehand. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna mess it up. Like it was the process beforehand, like learning about how to analyze the script and everything. That was so cool. Like yeah, Josh gave us a list of questions to answer for each scene, which was, oh my god, it took ages. But it was
so
useful.
You had a role before you went on set.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about that and how you're involved with like the writing team? So
after we got the script from the writing team, we had multiple Zoom calls with Josh and other directors, obviously. Yeah. And then we had, what did we do first? We had like different tasks each week. So the first, I should have gone over this because I can't really remember. But what I do remember is that we had a list of questions which we should answer for each of the scenes. So
what were those questions? Could you share those with us?
So like who's in the scene, and then individually, what is their objective? Why are they there? Like what do they want from the scene? Oh my gosh, my brain. Like what's their motive, and then their character arc through the scene. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting because it just opens your eyes to so many more creative avenues. So one scene was literally that I had was because we got split up like different. We had to look at it as a whole. I did an example with Josh, but then we got given like 5-ish scenes each. One of mine was literally oh my god, I've forgotten his name in the film. What was
Jamie?
Scott's character called? Oh my god. It's too much revising.
Tommy?
No, it was
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah, there we
Oh
go.
my god, there's too much maths. I can't deal with it. So yeah,
Lots of Y ending names.
absolutely. So it was literally just Jamie goes into Tommy's room. Like that was it. But I still had to answer all the 14 questions about it, and I managed to figure out a way to actually make it funny, hopefully, and incorporate some like slight choreography into how he came down the corridor. It was amazing. I was like, whoa, yeah, it was just so useful. And then being able to actually incorporate that on set and learn how to communicate that to the actors, and then how that each actor's different and you have to tailor it individually to them. That was so cool. Yeah, so I loved it.
What different kind of approaches did you have to take with different actors?
Well, some of the actors were from a more theatre background. So you had to kind of incorporate that. And also you have to use the language that they use. I think Josh was saying how Scott was saying something about, I can't remember now. Like, he was like, am I going to theatre? And Josh was saying for that we actually wanted a bit more. So he was like, no, go theatre. So you use what the actor says or how they word it to try and make sure that you can communicate it to them, because it doesn't really matter. Like, if it doesn't make sense to you, as long as you know what you're saying to them and that they pull out the best performance, then that's all you need. So yeah, it's really cool. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, and were there any kind of challenges that arose that you weren't expecting?
Oh my god, I should have thought about this question. The actors were so good. This is something as well. Like, we were so fortunate because all of them were amazing, and there was only the very occasional tweak we would add, or things like even just, can you move slightly backwards from the camera? Like, it was just amazing to work with people who just got you straight away because they'd done their work on it. So they just knew you just had to kind of remind them of their objectives in the scene. This is maybe remind them of, say, what would your character do in this situation? And they'd be like, oh yeah, actually, I might take it a bit more of this stance. And then, it was so cool. Yeah.
How did you feel like on day one of sort of working with the actors and constructing things versus the last day?
Yeah.
Do you have like a sense of how you progressed or did it just feel easier by the end? So what was that journey like?
I definitely felt more at ease at the end. I was very nervous for my first scene. The one I was most nervous for was when there were like all 4 actors in one scene. I was like, oh my god. I think I realized afterwards that you shouldn't be so worried because it just need to go with the flow. Like, it's fine. And by the end I was like, this is great. Like, I think I know what I'm doing. And
4 actors in one scene is a pain for everyone. It's obviously it's more footage, it's more blocking for the director.
Scary.
It's more footage, more editing, more complicated. Like, everything about it just goes up and up and up.
Absolutely. More angles.
The moment you sort of add more people. Exactly. More time.
Absolutely. We learned so much about, because on the first day we went around with the script and went to different locations, said, okay, we want this, took our individual scenes and said, we were imagining this short list, blah, blah, blah. And then each morning we would go for it more what was the word? The exact shots we wanted and explain them. And Josh would say to us, no, we can't, that's too many shots. And we just have to be like, and cut it down. Or we'd have a discussion with Jonty and he'd say, well, I would recommend doing it from this direction so that the lighting is better. And then you'd have to kind of rewrite how you'd imagined it. Or talking of rewriting, there were, I think, two scenes we had to completely rewrite. Well, not completely, that's a lie. But we had to move the location. So we had to move a pool scene into a kitchen and change some of the script, which was a bit scary. Yeah.
Yes, I remember I ordered a huge inflatable for the pool scene, and I was so excited to see that on camera and in the finished product. And I know that it had to get moved inside. So I guess what is the experience of just like letting something go that you were excited for? What was that like? Was that a new experience, or did you feel stubborn, or were you like, I've just gotta let it happen?
I think with like films, there's always so much compromise you have to make. You just have to be like, nope, we're not doing this. So I think Sasha and I both had a scene that was meant to be outside, and we planned it. We were like, we're ready. It's gonna look beautiful, and then we had to like rewrite. But I don't know. I think the main thing, because when G.L.A.D.I.S didn't arrive, that was the scariest moment for me, when she arrived like a couple of days later than expected. And then the fact that there were so many outdoor scenes that had to be outside because of G.L.A.D.I.S. So we just had to be like, we just have to move it. And I said to George, I was like, please, I've got so many ideas. And he was like, no. So
Would someone like to explain who G.L.A.D.I.S is?
Or does someone want to give like a brief synopsis of the film for those going in gold, if you haven't heard any of these other episodes?
There are 4 scientists who go to this location near a volcano to try and stop it from happening, but because of their own arguments within their group, but they have arguments within their group. Full stop.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, there's sort of competing egos and like tensions that make, and like sort of motives and sort of separate agendas that make making G.L.A.D.I.S work that little bit more difficult.
Yeah, so even though there were all 4 scientists, quite a lot of their agendas, as you correctly said, were like other things like money and egos, and the thing that they went there for, which is, you know, saving the environment, saving the planet, that like went completely out of their minds, over their heads. And yeah.
It is also a love story, yeah.
Has a name been decided yet? What is the update?
No, we don't. I don't think we've got an exact one at this point.
But who's involved in kind of? I think sometimes with naming stuff, you just wake up one day and the answer's there, and it will be right.
Yeah, 100%.
And it might be something completely different, but someone might just have a eureka moment. We'll see. Eidan and Nils, you were both a part of the camera crew.
Yeah.
And what was your like experience with camera operating going in? Nils, if you wanna take that one.
I've sort of used the camera my entire life, so I was sort of familiar with cameras, although I was very nervous because I've never used an ARRI Alexa before. Excited because
what equipment did you use on the film?
So there was the A-Cam, which was an ARRI Alexa Mini LF, which they used for 1917, and we had the B-Cam, which was a Sony FX3, which I was comfortable with. But the ARRI Alexa Mini LF was a little more complicated than the FX3, also a little heavier. So I've sort of I'd never experienced using something, using gear at that sort of scale. And it was definitely a learning curve for the first few days. John T definitely took the handle for most of it. But then, as the week went on, we got close with the camera, and I think it's safe. Yeah. It's safe to.
There was a loving romance blossom.
Yeah,
just exactly. Like with the characters in the film.
Tensions heat up, so
you've just got to be gentle. Exactly. You've got to just get to know each other. Eidan, what about you? What's your camera experience?
So my camera experience was actually quite limited before. So like, I think in school I was like doing theatre. So like my first 2 years at YFA was actually doing the 2-week acting course, and then I was on. In 2023, my crew was basically half of like the strings Paradiso squad, and I remember being on set as an actor and watching them and thinking, oh, like I really want to try the like the technical side of filmmaking. So then in 2024, I did 1 week acting and 1 week filmmaking. And then when I used the cameras and on summer camp, I realized like, oh no, this is where I meant to be on a film set. Like I always knew the film industry was for me, but I didn't necessarily know where until I picked up a camera, picked up a boom, and I was like, okay, this is where I meant to be. So I was actually quite shocked to be selected for Paradiso, only having 1 week of experience. But I also think it's kind of like soft skills that helps you get selected as well. So like leadership and things like that. But yeah, no, it was so cool getting to use all the equipment because at YFA, the summer camp, the equipment is amazing, but then Paradiso is like a whole another level. It's like you have dollies and you have drones and you have sound mixing, and I mean it's literally like a set. Like we had a media village and everything. So I think just getting to use and have a little go at every single piece of equipment was just amazing. So yeah, that's what I really loved about it.
Oh yeah, you literally can't get a better camera than the
exactly.
LF. Like it's literally the bee's knees, as they say.
Do you still do any acting, or like are you completely taken over to the other side?
I think I am completely taken over to the other side, but I do still like doing theatre acting. So like Lambda. So I'm currently working on grade 8 Lambda with like G.L.A.D.I.S. But yeah, no, for the film side, definitely the technical aspect is where I belong. So yeah. And I think it was nice to discover that through like YFA summer camp and then getting to like explore it further on Paradiso.
Yeah. And I think the camera crew, that was the most amount of people on one crew. Was it 9 or was it 8? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
How many of there were you on camera crew?
9, I think.
Potato.
Yeah. And
it was either 8 or 9. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we were definitely the biggest crew. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
can you just give us a full list of what those different roles were within that sort of team? So what were you sort of rotating around as a complete list?
Had camera operator, like lighting, sound, and AD. So focus pulling. Focus pulling. So then we kind of rotated like throughout the kind of few first days, trying everything. I discovered I do not like focus pulling, but I really like doing the lighting and the camera. And I think at the end of the week, we had the opportunity to kind of pick. Obviously, we were in the camera crew, but we got to pick like the section of the like thing we did.
I want to direct.
Exactly. So yeah, we got to pick. So like, kind of at the end of the week, I kind of focused on camera. So I think it was nice being able to like do a lot of different technical stuff, but then at the end, kind of specialize in what you kind of liked. So yeah.
What about you, Nils? Did you find a particular thing within camera?
Yes, I did actually. Because, I mean, up until Paradiso, I'd pretty much only been a one-man band, so the crew was just me. And the crew was you. Crew was, and I
look at me. I am the crew now.
And I realized how many departments actually went into making sure there's an image on screen, because again, up until that point, it was just me and my camera. And so it was kind of cool to see how it was kind of deconstructed in a way. There was one person who was like operating the camera, one person who was assisting it with the focus pulling and all that, and then there was also sound and all that. And I really enjoyed focus pulling. I didn't think I would enjoy that much, but I really liked focus pulling because it's just very satisfying, just making sure the shot is in focus. And I really enjoyed sound as well. Sound was really lovely.
Yeah, I think sound gets a lot of hate. Underrated.
Underrated. I mean, the film is not as good without sound.
Very.
It's so vital.
That is true. Can't hear what anyone's saying.
And plus, we had Chris. So, and Chris was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember doing when I was doing my film course, and it was like rotating. We were doing like a rotation round, and it would go from like you're holding the boom, or like you were doing lighting, or like blah blah blah. And when you go on to sound, everyone would be like, "Oh no, I don't want to do it." But I'd be kind of like, "I like this."
What I liked to do is like if you're on the sound, because like the actors would have their mics on and they would always forget that the mics were on them. So you'd have the headphones on and you're just hearing like 3 or 4 different conversations and set. I loved it. It was so
eavesdropping, wiretapping everyone.
I mean, maybe I was a bit nosy, but it was, they should remember they have their mics on. It was quite fun.
You're just doing your job.
Exactly.
It's even better.
So that was fun.
You'll find directors get sort of a headset as well on bigger films.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that.
You'll occasionally, if they're not happy with how you're doing, you might find out if they forget.
Yeah, it's a big thing when you start any job. It's like, just watch your radio. Like, don't sit on your radio and start talking about someone.
Eavesdropped on me and Scotty talking about Bruno Mars or something.
It was. Yes. I was just listening, and they were having a whole 5-minute to 10-minute conversation about Bruno Mars. It was and I was staring at them, and I was waiting if they would notice, because I was kind of standing in the corner, just looking at them, I wonder if they're going to realise that I can hear everything they're saying.
That feels like a meme. The sort of I wonder what boys talk about when we're not there, and then it's just
Bruno Mars.
So sound is definitely underrated, I think. I liked sound.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And having such I guess this is a question for everyone, because it's such a collaborative project and there's more than one person in your role. Did you learn things from watching other people do your job, and what is something that you is there an example of when something like that happened? Has anyone got one? Or seeing how someone else worked and being oh, that's really interesting and that's taught me something.
Are you talking about someone on set, or people who work in the film industry that you...
I was talking about on set, but if you have someone in out of set as well, that's interesting.
I think on set, on set, just watching other people, if you were assistant camera and helping the lens swap, seeing how people especially with B cam, because I think B cam was a Sony FX3, so we kind of got more freedom with it. The Aria is very heavy, it was mostly on the tripod, but watching other people and seeing what they were doing, and then you kind of ask questions and you'd see how people use their creative vision to do the shot. And I think it was nice watching other people, and especially with focus pulling, seeing how people did it. And I think a lot of learning is doing it yourself, but also observing it other people. So I quite liked watching and seeing what people and what techniques were used.
Yeah, because even if you're rotating, you might be getting fidgety and being oh, I want to get my hands on that camera or something like that. But actually just sitting back and watching, you learn maybe just as much. Or I
think watching the focus pulling, people doing that, I think I was quite envious of the people that actually could get it, because I tried it. It wasn't my speciality. So I think watching people do it was quite nice.
I was thinking that it was really beautiful to see, actually, being on set, and I sort of did some work on the second camera team with you guys, because obviously you have the 2 cameras running. But just seeing that certain people took to things so instinctively, that there was a couple of you that were amazing focus pullers without even seconds practice, you know what I mean? It's certain things click for certain people, whereas some people, I think yourself, Eden included, were really good at framing, just instinctively got what a good frame was and could just find those good frames. And it was just so amazing sort of seeing all of you find something that really sort of worked and clicked for you on set was honestly like really
yeah,
lovely.
I think everyone kind of specialised, especially by the end of the week. Like everyone found their thing, and I think that was really lovely because some people at the start of the week like hadn't tried everything, and then by the end of the week you kind of found something that you really liked. So I think that was really nice.
Yeah. Has anyone got a favourite like setup or shot or like moment that they're excited to see without spoiling too much, that they're kind of excited to see? Yeah, Isabel, go ahead.
I have one.
I also have one.
Okay, I won't. It's difficult to spoil the ending, so I'm going to be careful. But there's a bit where the 4 characters are kind of lined up, and 2 of them run away. And it was originally not actually like, we didn't tell Scotty or Anushka to do this, but the way they ran away was so funny that we ended up actually getting a purposeful shot of that because it was just so funny, and I was like really struggling not to laugh.
It's just like
the shot is so good. Yeah, snipper game. Like Scotty started full on throwing them full force at Anushka. It was so funny. Yeah, so.
I love that moment. So I've actually cut that final scene already, because we needed to look at what VFX maybe were needed, and I love that moment, and I've got an ADR line to suggest to you guys as well, because I feel like Scotty should like say something as he runs away, because I love that moment. It's really cool. It's really cool. What about the rest of you guys?
So for me, my favorite like setup, again, I'm talking from a production design perspective, was actually the BTS setup. I basically like went around that big like mansion that we were shooting in, and I was like, ooh, what are some objects that like represent that scene, or like what objects like featured in like each kind of scene. So I went to the kitchen, I went to the living room, I went to the bedrooms, I went around the farm. I was like, ooh, let me find some plants that I've been seeing around like the farm as we were walking like to and from the canteen, for example, and I just compiled all of that, added the fairy lights from one of the like romantic scenes, and I really like how I did that. And then Dan comes in and he's like, oh, we're shooting on BTS outside. and I will.
It was the most beautiful
like,
setup I've ever seen as well.
But
the most
thankfully,
beautiful production design set. And then I was like, I've been asked to be doing it outside.
I was so proud of it. No, and then I was like, oh, we're shooting outside, and I'm like, and so literally as I begin to like take it all apart, Dan comes back in and he's like, oh, it's raining. Yeah, we'll just shoot inside. I'm like, yes.
I feel like you manifested that rain.
So,
and there was a lot of bad weather, wasn't there? Which obviously we spoke about, the pool scene not being able to happen, but there was also there was like raining ash or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which I think was we've brushed over that, but that was quite a big
on the first day.
Yes.
Never have I ever worn a face mask at a set and handed it out to everyone else as well to wear. It was such a surreal experience. Like, it's not COVID anymore. Why am I wearing a face mask?
Yeah. It was like a natural like exfoliator, because it was all in my hair, and by the time I got in the shower, it was literally just like honestly like bits of like ash were just in the bottom of the shower. It was just everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder what the natural benefits of that are.
I don't know about you. I got to the end. I didn't care to find out. I don't know about you, Eden, but I got to the end of the day, and I was like, the last thing I wanted to do after a long, tiring day and having eaten such a delicious meal was wash my hair. And I was like, it's going to have to happen, otherwise it's going to be ash all over our pillows for like the rest of the week. It was non-negotiable, basically. I'd washed my hair that morning, so that's why I was particularly not happy about it. I have long hair, for those listening, I'm aware, so it's a bit of fun.
Wasn't there like a lot of difficulty with the cameras as well, like having to clean them and try and make sure there's no ash in them?
We lost our BTS camera.
Yeah, the BTS camera broke. Yeah.
Ash got inside it. It broke a lens.
And my personal camera almost broke as well.
Oh my god!
I literally never. It was so funny as well, because that was the loveliest, sunniest day, but it was the day that it was raining, which just that was the most filmmakery film problem ever, where you're just like, oh, we'll just film outdoors today. What could go wrong? Oh, it's some natural disaster that you've never heard of before is going to get in the way and break your equipment. It's like, it always happens. It always happens.
Yeah.
There were some people I know that scouted this like remote German town, and not German town, it was in Italy, somewhere really rural, and they were like, wow, this is fantastic. A tiny town. They book it for this one day, and then like 6 months later it comes around and they arrive at this like small Italian town, and I believe there's some kind of National Trumpet Day that they happen to host in this town on this one day throughout the whole year. So they set up a filming and then just start hearing,
No.
and then go outside and just hundreds of people with trumpets. And that when you make a film, I feel like you magnetically pull those sort of things towards you, and they just sort of happen, and they find ways to mess with whatever.
Yeah, we had a dog on set that just kept. There was like, I think it was just barking for 20 minutes. Like, bless it. But we were just like, please, just be quiet for like 2 minutes while we get the shot.
The weird thing is, he was fine the day before. That same dog was fine. I think it's because we didn't have Lily with us. And when Lily's the dog that lives on the farm that we film at. And I saw that bigger dog the day before because Lily somehow got into the other complex. So I was chasing Lily. Lily was like, ha, this is so much fun. And then we encountered this other dog, and then the two dogs ran around together. No barking from the big dog. But then I feel like what happens is then the following day, the dog comes back looking for Lily. And maybe it was just like, whoa, where's Lily? It's sort of what he was saying for 20 minutes. And we're like, dude, we're filming. It's like,
We're trying to make a movie.
but no, obviously he couldn't speak English. So, what a pain. Can you guys think of any other sort of like either natural disasters or just funny moments on set? Do you guys have like a particular funny highlight or memory?
It was. Oh yeah, I've got a story.
Yeah, buddy, old pal. I got one of those.
No, we had so it was one day where I was put on lighting duty with Eden.
Oh no!
And it was the scene. It was like really late. It was the scene where Scotty is looking for the blueprints in Ollie's room, and we were tasked with putting the lights down, like getting it off the stand. But obviously, we couldn't do any of that whilst they were shooting. So we had to like move, and then as soon as we hear action, we had to stop and like not make any noise. And then we had to go again. But not only did we have that sort of thing to work around, it was also raining.
Isabel, do you have a favourite moment other than Slippergate?
Okay. So in the scene, Scott has to tackle Ollie to the ground, and we had to record like what's it called? Oh, I used to know this word. Not Foley. Like, is it Foley? Because we didn't have, them maybe. Kind of tackling each other. So, like, just extra noise so that in the edit we'd have enough of them on the ground to overlay.
Yes, that'd be Foley if it's recorded external of the shoot, but if it's on set, it's normally known as a wild track.
Yes, that's it. Yes, and it was rather wild because Scott was essentially in a dressing gown sitting on top of Ollie, and they were making some weird noises. And because I was directing, I was like, how long are we doing this for? So I just kind of looked at Josh, and he just kind of looked at me like, and then we kind of looked at each other afterwards, and we were like, let's go again. We might kind of redo, like, they were just like, I don't know. It was just so funny. And
they were just kind of tackling each other to the ground and just making like, tackling noises, like fighting each other. Exactly. But all of us had to stay dead quiet because obviously we're recording for sound, and we were all just like trying to cover our mouths, trying not to laugh.
And I think some people hadn't like been told what was going on as well, so they were just like, "What is going on in the next room?" It was so funny. Yeah, and like especially on the last day as well, Scott had to tackle Ollie again, and he kept like Josh was saying, "Okay, Scott, we're going to go slow. We're going to do some practices where you're not going to do it. We're going to pretend." And Scott just went for it and just tackled him anyway. And Ollie was like, what's going on? It was so funny. Yeah, I think that was great.
Moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anna, do you have
I mean,
either?
I wouldn't say there's like
fun
this
moment on
one
set?
moment. It's more like moments here and there from like days from all over the shoot. Like I really enjoyed moments when I got to talk to the teachers that we had there, because like we had teachers for the camera team, we had a production design teacher, Marina, we had Amrita who was in hair and makeup, and I remember there was this one day when I was doing production design, and as a production designer I design everything as the camera's team gets ready, and then when the shoot is happening, my only job is to sit with where the monitor is and just make sure that the set doesn't get moved or anything. And Amrita was there, and we just like had such a lovely like heartfelt conversation about like film and hair and makeup in film, and I learned so much, and that kind of area of the industry just became so interesting to me, and I'm like, I want to learn more about this. Like hair and makeup, you don't think about it, but it's like so important and so stressful, and that was lovely. So I'd say overall my like favorite moments have been the ones where I like was talking to people, was getting to know people. Even like when I was on BTS and I was running around taking photos of people, some people would be like, oh, can you take a picture of me like with the sound equipment? Can you take a picture of me holding the boom? Oh, how about a picture when I peek out of this thing? Like it's just really funny to like get those little funny photos here and there. And I bet when the rest of my production team was like looking through the folder of the BTS photos, they saw all those serious professional ones, and then here and there was like a photo of Dakish dancing or something. So that was really fun.
Yeah, you guys did a good job of like taking great photos.
I've seen the BTS photos, and they're all really good. Like, there's a lot of them. There's a big file size, but there's some really nice ones in there.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like doing BTS on Paradiso has like really helped me understand how like the whole BTS process works as well, because when I'm gonna say this for the audience, I just came back from the from residential film course where I was an editor, and because I had nothing to do on set, I was the BTS photographer, and kind of having that experience of like, oh, so you take photos, you organize them like this, you create a folder for like the bad ones, you create a folder for the good ones. That really helped me like know how to organize, what to take photos of, like how to distribute it. So that was, having that experience on Paradiso helped me now, like in this project, and will hopefully help me in future projects when I'm a BTS photographer.
What now? Like the film is done. We're waiting for the edit to be finished. Dan, looking at you.
Hey, I'm between projects, guys. I'm between projects.
And it's premiering. We have a premiere in July that you guys are going to be obviously attending, and then hopefully like getting it into some festivals and like people being able to watch it. There's like the project continues. Like there's still things to be done. What is everyone like excited about, like for the next stage of the project? Like what you're most looking forward to?
I think I'm most excited for like the festival run, because I've seen with like Strings and Lemons like how many festivals. I think like Strings has got like over 30, and like, you know, like there was like a Chinese theatre I think they got premiered there, and like I just think it's just so cool, like the festivals that it gets selected for, and kind of it goes all around the world, like to America, to like Italy, and I just the festival run is something I can't wait to see what it gets like nominated for. So I think that's what I'm really excited for.
I would really say to you guys that when it does get selected for festivals, because it will, to like really make the most of those opportunities. Like if you're local to the festival, you can like have the means to travel to it. It's a great place to kind of cement yourself and like get to like talk to people, and just it's a great opportunity.
My best contacts in the film industry are, I'm not even joking, people I met at young film festivals, like genuinely, like because they're now doing well, and they've now got contacts which they can then pass on to me, and etc. etc. So it's great just to go meet people, and just like, networking's a scary word, but just make friends, you know what I mean? And just find the people that are really passionate as you, and keep them close. And even you guys having each other is amazing. It's something I didn't have. So I think you're already in a great place. But yeah, if you can make the most of those as well, then yeah, definitely do it. Definitely do it. Do you guys have any advice that you would give to other people that are maybe thinking about doing Paradiso? Any tips and tricks from those that have been through the process? Yeah.
Don't be afraid of not knowing what exactly you're supposed to do. Don't be afraid of knowing less than people on your team or other people in Paradiso, because the fact that you were selected means so much already, and you don't need to prove yourself. You've been selected, be really happy with that, and then use Paradiso to just try as much as possible. You don't know what ADing is like, go be an AD. Or if you have a question about something from another department, just come up to someone in that department, or just speak to the teacher of that department. Just ask them. Also, what was really, really nice was on the coach back to the airport, we were talking to one of the camera teachers, and they were telling us about their film journey, what films they've done, how they got to where they are, and just kind of network, find things out about other people, about the area that you want to work in, and just don't be afraid of not knowing, and use Paradiso as a chance to find out what you want to know.
I would say in terms of trying to get picked for Paradiso, when you're at camp or whatever course you do, make sure you ask questions, show that you're interested in it, and anything you're not sure about in the course, or just ask questions, or general questions, when you've watched a film, be do you know how they did this? Just show your interest, show what you're passionate about specifically. I know one of the writers was particularly interested in writing, so they mentioned their writing interest, and that I think sparked the invitation potentially. And also, if you've made any films outside, firstly make sure you make films outside, that's very key. And then share them, because especially going into camp or anything saying I've made a film, it's such a good point of conversation, especially to get to know people as well. It just reflects you as a person, what film you've made. And
100%.
Yeah, I think it's really fun.
Advice.
Yeah, I'd recommend.
I would say for camp, when you're in camp, make sure at all times suck up to the teachers, because
Dan, you could make what's your food or your snack order? What's your favourite snacks, Dan?
No, I don't need your snacks. It's not so much about sucking up, but Paradiso is it's 50% talent, 50% being a nice human being, which ultimately is what it comes down to in the industry as well. You might get hired a couple of times because you're good, but if you're not a great person or not a nice person, then people won't hire you again, and that will massively make your career so much harder. Just being nice, being friendly, and also show a willingness to try things. That teachers are going to have stuff to share with you guys or guide you guys, suggestions to make, and what's it called? So try those things. If you are too stubborn and don't do anything, take on any of the suggestions, don't get me wrong, plenty of things the tutors will say are suggestions. They're not you must do this, but if you don't take on any of them, then it sort of shows a lack of willingness to learn. So do try and absorb the feedback and take it on. That's sort of the biggest thing I would say.
Being open and flexible with ideas and with the people you're working with.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to try and make mistakes, ultimately at summer camp.
Yeah, because I had that 2024. So the reason I got selected for this was the first time I had ever picked up a camera. So obviously compared to other people, there was a person who was on my team who had done that course for 4 years in a row. So obviously they had more experience, and I think there's people at camp that are really good with cameras and have used them for years, unlike me. So I thought maybe I'm at a disadvantage because my skills aren't at the same level. But I think willingness to learn and questioning and want to find out about kind of every aspect really helps you get selected. And being a team player, not thinking about just yourself, but also how everyone else is experiencing camp, making sure they're okay. I think it's teamwork is another thing that you should really show as well if you want to get selected, because Paradiso is, and like filmmaking as a whole, is a team sport. So I think that's a really important element.
I would say obviously sucking up to the teachers was not my actual advice to the yeah. No, but what I really wanted to say was one thing that I carried from camp into Paradiso was just positivity, and being positive, because I think it's really underrated, being positive, and because it's very infectious, being positive around other people who are maybe stressed. Because I remember when we were making Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Wannabe, we had only done a maximum of 2 scenes per day, and we had 6 scenes left to film on the last day, and a lot of people were stressed. But one thing I kind of had to tell myself getting into the day was smiling and telling people they're doing well, and being positive, and just putting the idea into my head and into other people's heads that we could do this. And I think that's definitely something that I carried into Paradiso, and one thing that is just a useful life skill even outside of making films. It's just being positive, because not only does it boost you as a person, but it boosts everyone around you. It's infectious. So
all of your advice is like applicable to summer camp, to Paradiso, but you're speaking like professional filmmakers as well. Like this is all true and real great advice for like wherever you are in like your career stage or like learning stage. So that's so nice to see and hear. And thank you so much for joining us today. This has been really fun. I hope you guys have had fun. And
me too.
It's I hope it's been nice to catch up with each other. And we're excited to see the film. So like everyone listening, keep an eye on when you can hear more about it. Excited to see what you guys get up to over the summer, and
we'll see you at the premiere.
Yeah.
I actually can't wait.
Yes, can't wait.
So excited. Literally. It's getting me free.
Well done, guys. Lovely chatting with you all, and we'll see you guys soon on another episode. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.